got to me. She said we should hook up the boyfriend and boogie. Don't know me, then look on. I'm being the clouds. Pool full of Henny, I drink and I drown.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sam from Markey Fishing, back with another fishing report here. It is Friday, the 20th, I believe, of May, and man, it's almost June's coming on us. We've finally been having some nice hot weather. We had some really high water, and the Corps of Engineers really been working to get that down. Whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, that's their job. So that's what they've done. Lake level right now sitting at about 922.3, and they've been dropping it about 8 inches a day. Water temperatures that I've been seeing have been close to 75 degrees, and so let's give or take a few degrees depending on if you're here in the daytime or the nighttime. And had the privilege this week to fish the Joe Bass Antique Series on Wednesday out of Kimberling City, and really this is the first time I've had a chance to get out day fishing, and man, did we ever have a great day fishing. I was kind of blown away because the night fishing had been so terrible that I was not expecting a whole lot. I want a little bit of news about what I did, because it's kind of encouraging to actually be catching something anymore, but we really had some pretty good luck. We started the morning fishing some of the pea gravel flats around submerged bushes. When they're dropping the water like this, those fish that have been going up into the way up into the bushes where you can't hardly get to them, they start moving out because they're running out of water. So they start moving out, and so what we did is tried to key on the outside edge of those bush lines. And first thing in the morning, before there was too good a light, we threw either a whopper plopper or a spook, and they really seemed to like the spook a little better. We had a multitude of blow-ups. I think we had 6 blow-ups in the first 45 minutes, and only one of those we got actually caught. And so that was kind of a little aggravating that we didn't do any good on that. The one was a keeper. It was a nice size fish. I think it was about 2 3/4 pounds. So it was a good quality fish. And I know they were hitting that spook. We just didn't get the right bite. They were definitely blowing up on it. Even the one we caught was the 3rd time. We just had to, that's a good tip too. If you're working a spook like that and one blows up, don't just jerk. You need to know that fish is on there. So I just basically keep the walking action going back and forth. If one blows up, you just try not to even pay attention to it and keep walking it. Even if they knock it up in the air, which is what they were doing a lot, knocking the thing plumb up in the air trying to get it, that thing can land and start walking again. And that one on the 3rd time got it. And so, it's pretty exciting. I love topwater fishing, but they just didn't seem to be wanting to eat it too much. I was using a chrome spook, and I was using the super spook, like the normal 3 treble hooked one. And but anyhow, like I said, we were having a lot of trouble hooking up with those, so we switched it up a bit, and I started throwing a little 3.3 Berkeley power swimmer. Used the electric shad color. It's basically a blue and kind of a translucent pearl color with real shiny fleck in it. The sun was coming out, and I thought that would give a good little reflection in the water. And man, we started hitting like the corners of some of the deeper docks, and man, let me tell you, the fat Kentuckys were piled up on the corners of those docks, and not shallow. We're talking 45, 50 feet deep, but these fish were sitting right underneath the floats on those outside corners in the deep water. And so just throw across those corners, and then I would throw right in the middle of the docks and try to avoid the cables, or even throw right with the cables and let that little shad just swim down the cable as I brought it back. And we ended up catching a limit in a hurry. I think we put we had the one spook fish. We had 4 more keepers within an hour. So I think by 8:15, that tournament started at 6, and at 8:15 we had our limit. Weighed about 12 pounds. So we tried to upgrade. Sun came out, wind kind of died down. That Swimbait bite kind of went away, so we decided we would go flip some bushes, and we flipped a lot of really shallow main lake point bushes. They're pulling a lot of current right now with the high water, and that's where those fish should be, and they weren't. They just weren't on that main lake bushes. And so what we ended up doing is, if they weren't on the main lake bushes, the next bushes I wanted to try would be back in spawning pockets and stuff at kind of the mouths of those. And that's really, honestly, that's exactly what we found the best pattern doing, is about the first half of these spawning pockets, especially the mixed rock, or if it was like shelvy type, ledge rock type spawning pocket, a protected pocket that had fairly steeper banks. That way there wasn't a lot of brush in the water, a little bit. And man, I'm telling you, the fish that we caught, we started catching blacks when we started doing that, and that was 10:30 or so in the morning. We started catching blacks when we got into those, and they were some good ones. We had to weed through a lot of 2s to 2.5s, but we slowly put together 5 fish that were averaging about 2.9. So and I mean, they were almost carbon copies of one another. We had our big fish was like 3 pound 1 ounce, and our small fish was 2 pound and I think it was 2 pound 13 ounces. So I mean, they're almost carbon copies of one another. Man, it was fun. We had over 20 keepers. God bless the coal beam. That was a blast. So man, it was a great time, and we had real good luck. So if you're going out, make sure to have a topwater tight on. The other thing you're going to want to do is get a swim bait tied on and stick with the small ones. There are tons of shore minnows out there, if you'll notice, and those things are 2 to 3 inches long. So stick with a 2.8 or a 3.3. I don't think I would go with the 3.8 yet. I'm sure you could catch some on it, but or a 4 or 5 inch one. I'm sure you could catch some on it, but I think you'll have better luck with that little bit shorter swim bait. And then when you go to flipping, there's lots of things you can flip. We flipped a Chomper's brush jig quite a bit. I actually flipped a little PB&J Cinco, and gosh, that worked really good. Probably our best bait of the day was that. And so it was good fishing. That's all I can say. It was a blast to do it. But anyhow, I hope you guys get to get out this weekend. And like I said, if you do throw some of those baits, you're going to have a great time. You can tell the water's still high. You can see a courtesy ramp here at Campbell Point. It's not really made for high water. So if you do come, you're going to be prepared to wade out in there a little bit. But man, the ramps are still accessible. You can see that we got plenty of parking lot behind us. We're getting ready for the Friday night tournament, and we're still pretty early. So the lake's in great shape. There are a few floaters back in the backs of some of the dirtier creeks like Kings River or Big Indian. They've had a lot of brush in them. But for the most part, man, the lake is in great shape. Memorial weekend's coming up. Going to get busy. A lot of recreational traffic. So I hope you guys get out here and have a good time. And you boaters, make sure you watch out for those big wakes because they're not much fun to hit at 60 miles an hour. Just slow down. Don't take your chance. I guess the last thing I wanted to do, a little tip on what's going on with the fish as far as fish care right now. This is the time of year that it is extremely important that you really pay attention to your fish as you catch them. If you're weighing them for a tournament, you need to really pay attention to fish care. This is the time of year that I switch to well water. I am on a well out in the country, and it's nice and cold. We'll switch to that cold well water for our live wells. We make sure we add the G-juice or some sort of live well additive to keep those fish happy. Keep some weights to put on their little pectoral fins to try to help them if they have a little bit of case of the bends or whatever. You're going to want to help weight that fish down and help keep him level, and and that way he does good. And these fish are pretty stressed from spawning. We did see a lot of fish with bloody tails. I think the last fishing report I said I still hadn't seen a fish with a bloody tail, and this last Wednesday I bet we caught 15 of them that had completely bloodied up tails. So they're definitely doing their thing, and so make sure and take care of those fish. They're stressed out, and do your best to take care of them, and we'll go from there. So all right, guys, well, if you got any ideas or anything, hit me up on the comments. I appreciate all the comments we've been getting, and if you guys got something you want to hear about or learn about, if you guys would like to see some like tackle reviews or anything like that, just drop me a comment. Make sure and hit the like. If you're not subscribed to our channel already, man, we appreciate it when you do that. It just gets you a notification when we send out a new report. It comes out pretty much every Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, whenever I can get a chance and break from work to do it. And like I said, not a guide or anything, just to an average Joe, but I do get out here and fish 2 to 4 times a week, and I like sharing what I'm doing. Hope you guys hope it helps you catch some fish, and you guys have a good evening, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.